Hi there, Dr. Bill Crawford here, psychologist, speaker, author of 7 books, host of 2 PBS specials. Here again to bring you another tip on how to help you create the life you want. Today I want to talk about the subject of stress. It's one of the things I talk about a lot when I go out and give seminars, what I write about in my book. And one of the things I found is how people try to help people deal with stress. The major way people try to help people deal with stress is to say that stress will kill you. In other words, like, uh-oh, stress is really bad. You better do something about stress or it'll really mess with. Problem with that, I heard that this morning on CBS this morning, and very well-meaning doctors, and they went, okay, well, here are the negative effects of stress, and ba-bum, ba-bum, ba-bum. To their credit, one of the physicians did say, you know, awareness is what it's really all about. Because when we try to use our fear of stress or our stress around stress to deal with stress, it just produces more stress. Because stress is a chemical reaction in our body produced by how our limbic system, this middle part of the brain, is interpreting life, people, situations, information. So when we get information that stress will kill you, the limbic system goes, oh my God, and it creates this fight or flight response and dumps that cortisol into our body. In other words, you can't use stress to deal with stress. You can't use anxiety to deal with anxiety or worry to deal with worry. There's a quote I use in all my seminars and my books. I think it's so important. It's by Albert Einstein. It says, problems cannot be solved at the same level of awareness that created them. So what I want to do, and what I do as a helper, as a psychologist, as a speaker, as an author, is help raise people's awareness about what stress is, really, a series of chemical changes in our body, how it is triggered, not how it is caused, but how it is triggered, because certain situations can certainly trigger our stress, but that doesn't mean they cause our stress. We don't want to give traffic or difficult people or challenging situations the power to define us, to make us feel a certain way, to cause us to feel a certain way. So let's change that from the cause to the trigger. Traffic can trigger stress when our limbic system goes, uh-oh, traffic, bad. But if we look at life as good information, I'm in traffic. It's going to take longer than I thought. Good information, or at least valuable information. I'm dealing with a deadline. I'm not sure it's a realistic deadline. Good information. What do I want to do about that? Someone's cheating on me in my relationship. Good information. Well, see, I thought we didn't do that. I thought we had an agreement. See, if we're willing to look at every situation as good information, we engage the good information, the aware part of our brain. Now, the challenge is this limbic system and the brain system and the brainstem are unconscious. And so they react unconsciously. We don't have control over them until we assume influence and control over them. There's a quote by Carl Jung that says, until you bring the unconscious to consciousness, it will control your life, but you will call it fate. We've got to recognize how this limbic system, this middle part of the brain, is interpreting data, life, information, and then make sure we are choosing that interpretation in a way that does define us. I'm a person who's able to react to traffic like this. I'm a person who deals with difficult people like this. I am defining who I am versus being defined by the situation, and in a way that we would teach to someone we love. I call this our highest purpose, the most important thing in our life. Because when we're able to define situations in this very purposeful way, in a way that defines who we are and in a way that we would teach to someone we love, we engage this very purposeful, wise, nurturing part of who we are. We bring a new awareness to what it means to be dealing with a difficult person, what it means to be in traffic, how we can bring our interpersonal skills, our problem-solving skills, our clarity, confidence, creativity, compassion to life, and begin to deal with life from this new awareness, this new perspective, this upper 80% of the brain. This is what I love to do. I go around the world now teaching people how to do this, teaching organizations how to do this, teaching students how to do this. And I got to tell you, I call it getting paid to do what I would pay to do. I just love it. So if you want me to come to your organization, your school, your church, whatever, help people understand how the brain works, how to become more influential in this process of dealing with stress, I would love to do that. All you got to do is go to my website, billcrawfordphd.com. Or just Google Bill Crawford, Ph.D. I'll come up on the first page. Hit the contact button. Let me know what you're interested in. I would love to talk with you about that. In the meantime, here's to you bringing more clarity, confidence, creativity, more awareness, more purposefulness to how you are defining and dealing with stress. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video.